somebody is not willing to write, then there is a typist who basically types each and every page, and then subsequently, you sign on it. That is what the process is. But it will be interesting to see what sort of questions will be asked. But if you see, as I said, there are two areas of concern, which for Arvind Kejriwal, reason being that if you see the statement that has been given, in fact, if you see the charge sheets that have been filed, even the remand notes mention about basically a video call in which Arvind Kejriwal were basically, at that point in time, Vijay Nair was basically dealing with Sameer Mahindra, and on the other side, Sameer Mahindra was not able to basically, strike a deal with Vijay Nair, and subsequently, Vijay Nair was basically, he did a video call, and on the other side, Sameer Mahindra was given assurance by Arvind Kejriwal that Vijay Nair is his man, and you don't need to worry about it. And we all know that Sameer Mahindra has not been able to garner bail till now. And we all know that Sameer Mahindra basically is the owner of Endospirits, which is a blacklisted company. And despite being a blacklisted company, the government decided to give license to that company. So let's see how things move forward on the 16th, which is a Sunday. But it's going to be an interesting day where we need to see whether Arvind Kejriwal appears before the CBI or he asks for time.
Sure.
That is again going to be an interesting thing to watch.
I want to talk a bit more about the remand note that Ashish Mehershi was mentioning. I have Ayushman with me, joining me from the newsroom. Ayushman, the remand copy of Amit Arora mentions the name of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Tell us more about this remand copy.
Absolutely, and these are the crucial aspects of that remand note, and this is what it says. This is from the Enforcement Director. This is what it says. The draft GOM report was given to him in the mid of March 2021 when Sri Arvind Kejriwal was called by Manish Sisodia to the residence of Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister, where Satyendra Jain was also present. The conspiracy of the GOM to give wholesale business to private entities and fix 12% margin to get 6% kickback out from the same is clear from the statement of Arvind, wherein he disclosed that there were neither any discussion in the GOM meetings about giving wholesale to private entities nor fixing 12% profit margin for them. He further stated that it was the first time that he saw these proposals in the draft GOM report. That is the document handed over to him, and he was directed to prepare the report on the basis of the said document. But this is where another clincher comes in, Anusha. Vijay Nair, who has orchestrated this entire scam, is not an ordinary worker of the Aam Aadmi Party, but a close associate of Sri Arvind Kejriwal. That is the clincher over here, which is why I feel the CBI wants to question Arvind Kejriwal. Remember, they have made sure that they have said that he's neither a witness nor an accused. It also says the Chief Minister of Delhi was closely interacting with the Deputy Chief Minister for the excise policy related matters.
And that's exactly the question. That's exactly the question
Absolutely.
that the central agencies would want an answer from. But as much as legal, this is also a big political story. First, here on CNN News 18, we continue to get you all the details. Shivani Gupta with Plain Speak.
Hello and welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. The Liquorgate probe has now reached Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's doorstep. The CBI, which is one of the agencies probing this case, has now issued a summons to the Chief Minister asking him to appear on April 16. Remember, Aam Aadmi Party's Manish Sisodia is already behind bars as far as this alleged Delhi liquor scam is concerned, and now the Chief Minister has also been asked to come for questioning. This was possibly expected because as a Chief Minister, he will naturally be asked questions at least about policy decisions by the cabinet or a minister under him. Already a war of words has initiated between the Aam Aadmi Party ruling in Delhi and of course the BJP. The BJP has come out and hit out at the Aam Aadmi Party government, saying that they should stop calling themselves Kattar Imandar now, and Kejriwal must face the law. The Aam Aadmi Party, we are told, is expected to hold a press conference any minute now on this developing story. But let me bring you the first response that we have received as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. That is from Sanjay Singh of the Aam Aadmi Party. He has come out and reacted to the summon, and this is all that we've heard from the party so far. He is saying that there will definitely be an end to tyranny. On that note, let's cut across to the Aam Aadmi Party briefing that is now starting.
दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने कहा था कि देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के दोस्त, उनके दोस्त की कंपनी में लगा हुआ लाखों करोड़ का काला धन दरअसल देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी का पैसा है। उसी दिन मैंने अरविंद जी से कह दिया था, अरविंद जी अगला नंबर अब आपका होगा। ये लोग सारी जतन करेंगे प्रधानमंत्री के भ्रष्टाचार को दबाने के लिए, क्योंकि अरविंद जी ने सिलसिलेवार तरीके से, बहुत ही कन्विंसिंग तरीके से एक एक चीज परत दर परत करके दिल्ली की विधानसभा में देश को यह समझाने का प्रयास किया था कि ये जो सारा भ्रष्टाचार का लाखों करोड़ का काला धन मोदी जी के दोस्त की कंपनी में लगा है, ये मोदी जी का पैसा है, ये मोदी जी के भ्रष्टाचार का पैसा है, लाखों करोड़। और उसी दिन से दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री के खिलाफ, अरविंद जी के खिलाफ मोदी जी ने यह साजिश रचना शुरू कर दिया और आज सीबीआई का सम्मन आ गया। केजरीवाल को सीबीआई का सम्मन भेज रहे हैं। मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं प्रधानमंत्री जी, आपकी सरकार और आप सर से लेकर पांव तक भ्रष्टाचार में डूबे हुए हैं और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की लड़ाई ये सीबीआई का सम्मन भेजने से रुकेगी नहीं। देश के सामने आपके काले कारनामों को उजागर करने का काम अरविंद जी ने, जिसकी शुरुआत दिल्ली की विधानसभा से की है, वो जारी रहेगी, रुकेगी नहीं। पूरे देश में वो अभियान जारी रहेगा। 16 तारीख को अरविंद केजरीवाल को गिरफ्तार करने की, अरविंद केजरीवाल को जेल में डालने की, अरविंद केजरीवाल के खिलाफ ये बड़ी कार्रवाई करने की जो साजिश आपने रची है, इस साजिश से, इस कार्रवाई से, इस अभियान से अरविंद केजरीवाल की आवाज रुकने वाली नहीं है। यह देश के एक एक घर में आवाज पहुंचेगी, यह देश के एक एक गांव में आवाज पहुंचेगी, एक एक गली मोहल्ले में आवाज पहुंचेगी कि आपने लाखों करोड़ रुपए का काला धन अपने दोस्त की कंपनी में लगाया है और मिलकर भ्रष्टाचार किया है। इसलिए यह आम आदमी पार्टी है, यह अरविंद केजरीवाल है। जिस अरविंद केजरीवाल ने पूरे देश को एक शिक्षा का मॉडल दिया, स्वास्थ्य का मॉडल दिया, बिजली पानी का मॉडल दिया, दिल्ली की जनता के लिए दिन रात परिश्रम किया, काम किया, देश के लोगों के लिए अपने इनकम टैक्स के कमिश्नर की नौकरी को लात मार के देश और समाज की सेवा करने का संकल्प लेके आगे बढ़े, वो अरविंद केजरीवाल है जिन्होंने 13 दिन का अनशन रख के भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ाई लड़ने का काम किया। तो आपकी इस एक नोटिस से अरविंद केजरीवाल की लड़ाई, भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ उनकी मुहिम रुकने वाली नहीं है। आपके दोस्त के साथ मिलकर जो आपने लाखों करोड़ का घोटाला किया है, उस घोटाले की कहानी तो अब पूरे देश को बताना जरूरी है। देश के हर गांव, हर घर, हर मोहल्ले में पहुंचाना जरूरी है। तो मैं सिर्फ यही कहना चाह रहा हूं कि ये जो एक प्रयास किया गया दिल्ली की विधानसभा में अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के भाषण के बाद यह नोटिस से धमकाने का जो प्रयास किया गया है, यह गिरफ्तारी की जो साजिश रची गई है, इससे ना अरविंद केजरीवाल, ना आम आदमी पार्टी, ना आम आदमी पार्टी का एक भी नेता, ना एक भी कार्यकर्ता न झुकने वाले हैं, न डरने वाले हैं। केजरीवाल जी पहले भी आपसे लड़ते रहे हैं, आगे भी लड़ते रहेंगे। आपके कोई प्रश्न हो आप पूछ सकते हैं। ये तमाम लड़ाइयां, ये संघर्ष, केजरीवाल के ऊपर तो बहुत सारी मुसीबतें आई, समय समय पे आई, बहुत कार्रवाइयां हुई उनके खिलाफ। कभी सीबीआई का छापा दफ्तर पे मार दिया, कभी मंत्रियों को गिरफ्तार किया, कभी विधायकों को गिरफ्तार किया। न दिल्ली की जनता का काम रोका, न भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ लड़ाई रोकी, और ये लड़ाई जारी रहेगी।
क्या मंत्री जांच में शामिल होंगे? पूछताछ के लिए जाएंगे उसमें?
देखिए, ऐसा है कि नोटिस अभी मिली है और 16 तारीख को अरविंद केजरीवाल जी जाएंगे। लेकिन मैंने जैसा आपको कहा कि भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ उनकी लड़ाई, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जो महाघोटाला किया है अपने दोस्त की कंपनी में लाखों करोड़ रुपए का काला धन लगा के, उस लड़ाई को कोई अब रोक नहीं पाएगा। ये चाहे जितनी नोटिस की धमकी, गिरफ्तारी की धमकी, चाहे जो कुछ भी कर ले, लेकिन अब देश के सामने इस महाभ्रष्ट सरकार के महाभ्रष्ट प्रधानमंत्री का सच बताने की मुहिम जारी रहेगी।
सर, आप लोगों ने बहुत सारे इश्यूज उठाए हैं बीजेपी के अगेंस्ट में। कौन सा मुद्दा ऐसा था जिसके कारण आपको लगता है अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को?
मोदी के दोस्त की कंपनी में मोदी का लाखों करोड़ का काला धन, यही तो बोला था दिल्ली की विधानसभा में अरविंद जी ने। और उसी दिन मैंने कह दिया था, अरविंद जी, ये आपने जो सच उजागर किया है, ये सच बर्दाश्त नहीं कर पाएंगे प्रधानमंत्री जी।
All right, let's also go across to some of our guests joining us. We are awaiting the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party representatives, but I am joined by Professor D.K. Giri, Rashid Kidwai and PKD Nambiar. PKD, let me ask you first up. As expected, what Sanjay Singh did say there, that this is also a reaction to what Arvind Kejriwal has been saying in Delhi Assembly. And some of those statements have, of course, been extremely provocative. Some were alleging that actually these statements are being made in the protection of the Delhi Assembly purely for this reason, because it can be used later to say that this is why Arvind Kejriwal is being attacked. Because if you look at the Liquorgate probe, it was almost expected that this chief minister will at least be called for some questioning at some time, isn't it? It was only logical.
Yeah, absolutely. If you really look at it, the Arvind Kejriwal has always been known as a hit and run and just going around and accusing anyone and everyone. But this time around, I think he has gone a little too far. One. Number two, you also need to look at this liquor policy scam from the last maybe 1 year. It was not something like straight away that the CBI or the ED has gone to Arvind Kejriwal straight away. No, it has been going through in a phase-based manner, in one after one, one by one, whether from the Vijay Nair to the Mr. Mohindru, to one by one it is going. And finally, it reached to the doorstep of Arvind Kejriwal. But one thing we all need to understand, that how long you will be able to protect yourself without signing any document, without having any. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, PKD, I think somebody was trying to speak to somebody else, but please finish your point. Go ahead.
All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that I think this time around it's very, very, very clear that there is a very systematic probe is going on, and there is a very big caucus and a network which is slowly getting established, and with Manish Sisodia getting arrested, and from there onwards he has been denied bail not once, at least twice already, and the another bail application is in pending. It's very, very clear that it's closing, maybe coming close to the chief minister's office. And I believe if there is something is not there, maybe no authority, like in especially with Arvind Kejriwal, he's a master politician in every way. He tries to always trying to play a victim card. I think the authorities do have some kind of a strong evidence.
Okay.
They would not be taking such kind of a risk otherwise with Arvind Kejriwal. I'm very openly telling you, they won't take a risk with Arvind Kejriwal, unlike any other typically
Vineet Goenka of the BJP is also with us. I'm awaiting the arrival of one of our Aam Aadmi Party guests as well. But before that, let me ask DK Giri. Of course, the Aam Aadmi Party is going to say what it has said. They've said so for Satyendra Jain. They've said so for Manish Sisodia. Naturally, they're going to extend this argument of political vendetta when Arvind Kejriwal gets a summon. But you know, you look at what the link is. As PKD Nambiar is saying, you would naturally ask questions. Even if he's not an accused, he is not to be charged. You would ask questions of a chief minister when you're inquiring about a policy that was made under his nose. The Enforcement Directorate has accused Delhi Chief Minister of conniving with the accused in this alleged liquor scam. The allegation against him is that his deputy Manish Sisodia and close aide Vijay Nair are accused, and you know they of course are facing charge sheets as far as this case is concerned. They are saying they have based the charge against the CM. The ED is saying on the recorded statements of C. Arvind, a Danix officer and secretary to Sisodia, about the alleged conspiracy and active connivance of Kejriwal and other members of his government. So that is something on the basis of which, this is of course what the ED has claimed, but of course both of these investigation agencies, CBI and ED, are investigating this case. Do you believe that in this case, after everything that has transpired, it won't be enough to cry vendetta alone?
Well, I mean, I don't have to say it. Mr. PKD Nambiar, you know, however you coach your presentation, the truth has come out. What was his first sentence? He said Arvind Kejriwal is going around making allegations, and this time he has gone too far. What does that mean? Which allegation? How? So this is vendetta. Absolutely. He made allegations. It was intolerable. So you set the agencies after him. Mr. Nambiar himself said it. I don't have to say it. Okay. He said he has gone too far. How is it linked to CBI summons? If he has made an allegation, gone too far, you respond to him, not send the agencies. So it is obvious, Shivangi, it's given away. So okay. I don't have to argue.
Vineet Goenka of the BJP is with us.
Record PKD Nambiar said he has gone too far.
PKD Nambiar, you want to clarify your statement? Is this tit for tat then?
I don't have to clarify anything. It's all like all the people whomsoever watching your broadcast right now do understand that what has been happening in Delhi from the last 1 year with liquor policy, why this government has taken away this policy if it was so good, if it was very beneficial to the government and it was getting a lot of benefit for the exchequer.
That is not the point. That is rationalizing it. That is not the point at all. And that is not the point I was making. You are building it up.
Okay. Can I just come back to the subject?
What did you
Can
mean?
I just come back to the subject? Of course, it is also something that Sanjay Singh said. Vineet Goenka, Sanjay Singh in his brief press conference just now said that you know the statements that the Chief Minister has been making in the Assembly, and they were expecting action against him because of what he was saying. Arvind Kejriwal has been making allegations against the Prime Minister. He's been directly invoking the Prime Minister. He's been going hammer and tongs on the degree row, on the education level of the Prime Minister, etc. And it was raising a lot of eyebrows. But I'll leave that aside for now. I want to focus on the subject. You've got the ED in its charge sheet that is claiming that there is alleged kickbacks of 100 crore rupees from the liquor cartel. Ultimately, that benefited all the leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party, including ministers and their associates in the government, who were the architects of this liquor scam. So, this, including what I have said about the Danix officer's statement, the deputy to Manish Sisodia, do you believe this could spell trouble for Arvind Kejriwal?
Ram Ram to you, Shivani ji, and Ram Ram to my co-panelists and all the viewers who are watching me today right now. Arvind Kejriwal is a pakka Satoria. His Rajnitik Satta is over. He tried to play the trick, ask his deputy to get into the cartel, do all the bad things which a person should not do. And now, when his deputy and the other people have been apprehended and they have given evidences, he is trying to play the other trick, which is called as opposition ko sata rahe hain. But let me tell you, will a deputy chief minister, and that to a person like Manish Sisodia, would dare to do any policy like this without clear involvement of the chief minister? So he is involved. In which state have you ever seen the commission of the liquor mafia been increased from 2% to 12%? Have you ever heard people increasing the margin? And let me tell the viewers here, they should know how much margin has been increased. In the earlier policy, government was getting 330 rupees per bottle as revenue, which was reduced to 8 rupees. A clear loss of 329 rupees to the government. I really don't know why they have done this thing.
Okay.
They have increased the margin. Now, this thing, and there is an evidence, a gentleman called as Vijay Nair, who's to stay in the house of Gehlot. Gehlot is the minister of Mr. Kejriwal. And Kejriwal has been seen on record saying that he's my man, comply with him. Vijay Nair got into cartel with the South lobby. There are cash transactions which have been there. There is an approver. They have to tell who is Aman Dal. They have to tell us who is Dinesh Arora. Also, Mahendra, how much money he has transferred.
Okay.
So these evidences are there. And now, last thing, we have to trust our agencies. Our agencies don't act politically. They act on the basis of evidences. And I'm very happy. They took 1.5 years. But after 1.5 years, they have a solid case in there. Now,
okay.
If you
but you know, we'll go case by case.
30 seconds. If you see the case of Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodiya, both have been denied bails repetitively and they've been languishing in the jail.
Yes.
Judiciary has taken a prima facie cognizance on this particular part. Now, if Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal says that because I have made some statements against the Prime Minister, well, you cannot trick the people. You're trying to tell people that because I spoke against the
one second. It is because the likes of Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodiya are not even getting relief in the name of bail that we are discussing this liquor gate in a completely different scenario today, Rashid Kidwai, than what we would have discussed, for example, before Manish Sisodiya got arrested and was denied bail on multiple counts by different courts, on multiple occasions. So this case has acquired a much more serious tone. This is no longer about political bickering alone. It was always serious to begin with. This was a government policy that we were discussing. Allegedly, a file of the policy had gone missing. When does that happen? That in itself is a smoking gun. But I want to quote to you, as I mentioned, Danix officer C. Arvind, who was Sisodia's secretary, has of course given a statement, and that could be a big powerful statement against sitting ministers, including Arvind Kejriwal. He has talked about how there was no discussion in the ministers' meetings about giving wholesale to private entities or of fixing a 12% profit margin. But one day in March 2021, he was called by Sisodiya to the Chief Minister's house where Satyendra Jain was also present. Now, therefore, given all of these things that of course the agencies will have to corroborate, his aide, Vijay Nair, 100 crore kickbacks, money route will have to be established. Do you feel this has become too serious for the Aam Aadmi Party to be able to deflect by just political statements?
Shivani, it is very serious, but we cannot be holding a trial. My friend Mr. Vineet Goenka, anybody may be having privy to a lot of information how investigating agencies are pursuing this case, but they cannot be this. The matter is sub to this. These are the people who are accused. These are the people who are key witnesses. These are the people who are fighting a case. There is a political side that I would want to talk about.
Yeah.
And political side, how is it that, Shivani, these people, again, I'm saying they are accused. I'm not holding any, nobody can hold a brief for them. How is that people who tend to speak against the government find themselves in something or the other, some kind of legal problem? Over 90% of the cases that, political cases, they involve, leaders of opposition. We have a very corrupt political system. There is no denying of the fact.
No, fair enough. And those questions will indeed be asked. But I have to switch away to the Prime Minister's program in Assam. He's speaking, I believe. Let's listen in.
Rangali Vihur, Obecha Jonaisu. এই হওয়া মুহূৰ্তত আপন লোকলৈ আন্তৰিক অভিনন্দন জ্ঞাপন কৰিছো। साथियों, आज का ये दृश्य टीवी पर देखने वाला हो, यहां कार्यक्रम में मौजूद हो, जीवन में कभी भी भूल नहीं सकता है। यह अविस्मरणीय है, अद्भुत है, अभूतपूर्व है। ये असम है। आसमान में गूंजती ढोल, पेपा, और वो गोगोना, इसकी आवाज आज पूरा हिंदुस्तान सुन रहा है। असम के हजारों कलाकारों की ये मेहनत, ये परिश्रम, ये तालमेल आज देश और दुनिया बड़े गर्व के साथ देख रही है। एक तो अवसर इतना बड़ा है, उत्सव इतना बड़ा है, दूसरा आपका जोश और आपका जज्बा ये लाजवाब है। मुझे याद है जब मैं विधानसभा चुनाव के दौरान यहां आया था तो कहा था कि वो दिन दूर नहीं जब लोग ए से असम बोलेंगे। आज वाकई असम A1 प्रदेश बन रहा है। मैं असम के लोगों को, देश के लोगों को बिहू की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। साथियों, अभी पंजाब सहित उत्तर भारत के अनेक क्षेत्रों में बैसाखी की भी रौनक है। बांग्ला बहन भाई पोइला बोईशाख मना रहे हैं तो केरल में विशु पर्व मनाया जाएगा। ये अनेक राज्यों में नए साल की शुरुआत का समय है। जो उत्सव हम मना रहे हैं वो एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत की भावना का प्रतिबिंब है। ये उत्सव सबके प्रयास से विकसित भारत के हमारे संकल्प को पूरा करने की प्रेरणा है। साथियों, आज इसी भावना से असम के नॉर्थ ईस्ट के विकास से जुड़े अनेक प्रोजेक्ट्स का यहां शिलान्यास और लोकार्पण किया गया है। आज असम को, नॉर्थ ईस्ट को एम्स गुवाहाटी का और 3 नए मेडिकल कॉलेज का उपहार मिला है। आज नॉर्थ ईस्ट की रेल कनेक्टिविटी से उससे जुड़ी हुई कई प्रोजेक्ट की भी शुरुआत हुई है। आज ब्रह्मपुत्र पर कनेक्टिविटी बढ़ाने के लिए एक और ब्रिज पर काम शुरू हुआ है। मिथेनॉल प्लांट बनने से असम अब पड़ोसी देशों को भी मिथेनॉल एक्सपोर्ट कर पाएगा। असमिया कला, संस्कृति, परंपरा के प्रतीक रंग घर के रीडेवलपमेंट और सुंदरीकरण का काम भी आज शुरू हुआ है। संस्कृति और तेज विकास का जो ये उत्सव हम सभी मना रहे हैं, उसके लिए भी आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई। भाइयों और बहनों, अब थोड़ी देर में ही जिस सांस्कृतिक छटा के दर्शन पूरा देश करने वाला है, और मैं अभी जब अंदर आपके बीच में गया तो मुझे उसकी फ्लेवर भी आ रही थी कि क्या रंग जमाया है आपने। ये सबके प्रयास का बेहतरीन उदाहरण है अपनी संस्कृति को आप सभी असम वासियों ने बहुत संजोकर संभाल कर रखा है और इसके लिए भी जितनी बधाई आपको मिले वो कम है। मैं बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं जितने भी साथियों ने इस सांस्कृतिक उत्सव में हिस्सा लिया है। उनकी प्रशंसा के लिए शब्द कम पड़ जाएंगे। हमारी ये त्योहार सिर्फ संस्कृति का उत्सव मात्र नहीं है, बल्कि ये सबको जोड़ने, मिलकर आगे बढ़ने की प्रेरणा भी है। रंगाली बिहू बोहाग बिहू की यही शाश्वत भावना है। ये असम वासियों के लिए दिल और आत्मा का त्योहार है। ये हर प्रकार की खाई को पाटता है, हर भेद को मिटाता है। ये मानव और प्रकृति के बीच तालमेल का उत्तम प्रतीक है। इसलिए बिहू को सिर्फ शाब्दिक अर्थ से कोई नहीं समझ सकता है, बल्कि इसे समझने के लिए भावनाओं की, एहसास की आवश्यकता होती है। यही भाव बहनों बेटियों के बालों में सजे कोपो फूल, कोपो फूल से होता है। मोगा सिल्क, मेखला सदर और रोंगा रिहा से मिलता है। यही एहसास आज घर घर में बनने वाले विशेष व्यंजन एहो एक बिड़खाक, इससे भी होता है। साथियों, भारत की विशेषता ही यही है कि हमारी संस्कृति, हमारी परंपराएं हजारों हजार वर्षों से हर भारतवासी को जोड़ती आई है। हमने मिलकर गुलामी के लंबे कालखंड के हर हमले का सामना किया। हमने मिलकर अपनी संस्कृति और सभ्यता पर कड़े से कड़े प्रहार झेले। सत्ताएं बदली, शासक आए गए, लेकिन भारत अजरा अमर रहा, अटल रहा। हम भारतीयों का मन अपनी मिट्टी से बना है, अपनी संस्कृति से बना है, और यही आज विकसित भारत के निर्माण की मजबूत आधारशिला भी है।
That's the Prime Minister speaking on a record Bihu celebration as well, which is about to witness in Assam. But shifting attention from that to the big story that's breaking in the national capital, that's of course of the CBI summons being issued to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal now in the ongoing liquor gate probe that has already stung the Aam Aadmi Party. I'm joined by their spokesperson Siddharth Sharma now. We've heard the press conference that Sanjay Singh held. But my fundamental question to you, Siddharth, is going to be that, this case has expanded and gone to a level now where, political statements alone are possibly not deflecting the seriousness of the charges that the ministers are facing. And it's only natural that the Chief Minister, he's not an accused, by the way, he may never be an accused in this case, but it's only natural that he will be inquired by, he will be questioned in this case. Your response?
Yeah, my response is very simple. There is a law and then there is an abuse of law. If the law is right and the law is used, then how come when the opposition, starting from Aam Aadmi Party, asked for Adani JPC scam in the parliament, the same Modi government rejected it. Till date, it has not gone for it. It is clearly on record that the day the Chief Minister of Delhi, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, spoke about the Adani scam, how the Adani money is directly related to the PMO, that day onwards, the abuse of law has started.
Can you tell me which day?
This case,
1 second, which day was that? 1 second, which day was that and what happened on that day?
Yeah. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of Delhi, in the recently concluded with the Delhi Vidhan Sabha Assembly session, very clearly enunciated point by point how the Adani scam, the Adani money is directly related to the PMO.
And then
From
what happened?
that day onwards, the abuse of law has started.
What happened? No, what does the abuse of law mean? What happened on that day? Because these statements were made a while ago. The summons have only come now. Manish Sisodia has been in jail in this case since then, since before those statements were made. So what happened since that day?
That's what my question is. That if Mr. Manish Sisodia, they had Mr. Manish Sisodia and others for many weeks now, how come Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was not sent this notice earlier? The timing of this notice is very clear that the Modi government is today spooked that Arvind Kejriwal is going to expose the entire Adani scam, how it is the money is related not to Adani but directly connected to the PMO, and that is why they are trying to abuse law. This is a very clear case of abuse of law.
Okay. Vinit Goenka of the BJP is also with us.
On 16th, they may also go ahead and arrest Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. But they have to understand that today Aam Aadmi Party and its workers are spread across India. And the more BJP tries to wield power as a weapon against its opponents, the more Aam Aadmi Party and other political parties, the people of India will reach out to every voter across India and expose this Adani scam and the direct link to PMO more and more.
Okay.
The problem with BJP
but
is that
you know,
the
totally link to the whole Adani Hindenburg report, Arvind Kejriwal raising that issue is strenuous at best. We know that liquor probe started well before the Adani issue came to light. We know that Manish Sisodia has been arrested before the Adani issue was raised in the assembly, the one that you're mentioning by the Chief Minister. No, I'm not sure how the link is. Also, I find it interesting, you are saying that why did they not send him this summon earlier and why now?
Shivani, when you use the word tenuous, why are you defending? You as an anchor, how can you defend Adani?
Because it is my job to put everything in context. No, I'm sorry, it is my job to put things in context. It is not my job to take arguments from either side and just let them be. I'm sorry, I'm not one of those anchors. I find this link strenuous at best. I asked you to define a clear timeline, you were not able to. The day Arvind Kejriwal made the statements on Adani in a Delhi assembly, what happened on that day? You said abuse of power started from that day. Manish Sisodia was already in jail by that time.
On that day, Shivani, on that day, Arvind Kejriwal exposed layer by layer how this money from Adani through Mauritius has come and how it is related to the PMO of India. These things Arvind Kejriwal did very clearly.
And you did no press conferences on that. I'm surprised, given your India against corruption background, when you used to bring files in the public domain, the Chief Minister only made these statements under the protection of the assembly rules, but never has he said it outside the assembly. You think I will not ask those questions? Let Vinit Goenka come in.
That is the law of the land, right?
Okay, fair enough. I am not asking you anything on that, but please, let me make it clear that I am not sitting here to allow you to say whatever and not ask the questions. It is my job to ask the relevant contextual questions. In any case, Vinit Goenka has been waiting. Vinit Goenka, please respond. Why did you not summon him earlier and only after he talked about Adani?
So once again, Ram Ram to you, Shivani ji, and Ram Ram to Siddharth ji and the audience who are watching me here. Now, this is a very good sentence which Siddharth said, why have you not asked earlier? Sir, there is an agency, there is a procedure, there is something called as investigation, establishing the investigation. Once the investigation has been established, then the agencies feel it appropriate to file a case. Courts will decide whether the procedure was right or not. Even if you shout and yell, which you have been doing, there is a Bangla saying in which you should know, Chorar mai bodo gala, means the mother of the thief would yell at the highest of the decibel possible. Don't do that, sir. I'll give you certain facts. Siddharth ji, my upbringing never permitted me to speak in between. Siddharth ji, my upbringing never allowed me to.
call
I will not
anybody,
speak in
keep on
between. I will
telling
not
it
allow you to
is
speak in
national
between.
television. You
Shivani
will
ji,
get a very befitting answer.
Shivani ji,
The
I will not
thief
speak in
here
between.
is Mr. Adani,
You yell at whatever
not
you yell.
anyone
This
else.
shows me your frustration, gentlemen.
Thousands and
It shows
lakhs
me
of
your
crores of
frustration,
Indian
and it was
rupees
my
has
upbringing does
been
not
taken
permit
away
me to
by
yell.
Mr. Adani, and
Mr.
he is
Siddharth,
being
you're speaking out of
protected
the
by the
turn.
PMO,
Mr. Siddharth,
and you have
you're
the
exposing yourself.
today.
One second,
Mr.
one second.
Siddharth, I'm
Siddharth, I
liking
would
this.
request,
not
don't
get
speak
into
over
this
the
thing.
other guest. He heard you. But Vinit Goenka, will you give me a minute, please? I'm getting some breaking updates. Let me take those updates. I'm coming right back to you. I'll give you your time. So what we're learning is, what the Aam Aadmi Party sources are confirming to CNN News 18 is that Arvind Kejriwal, the Delhi Chief Minister, will indeed appear for questioning on the 16th, as the initial summon has been sent to him by the CBI. My colleague Ashish Mehrishi is also joining us with more on this. Ashish, what more details do you have?
So basically, Arvind Kejriwal has said that he's going to certainly appear before the before the Central Bureau of Investigation. But more importantly is on why he has been summoned. He has been summoned because of two reasons on why his name appeared, Shivani.
Yeah.
One is, if you see, there is a video call that was basically made by Vijay Nair to the main accused into the matter, the owner of the company Indo Spirits.
Mahendru, right? Samir Mahendru.
Samir Mahendru. And
Yes.
in that call, Arvind Kejriwal basically said that Vijay Nair is basically my person and you don't need to worry. And then only this LS deal was struck. Secondly, if you see, there was a GOM meeting and suddenly there was changes in the draft GOM meeting notes. This change was basically done at the allegation is that it was done at the behest of the South Lobby. The South Lobby was basically staying in Oberoi Maidens in Delhi, and they also used the business center to take the printouts and photocopy. Now, interestingly, it was 36 pages of photocopy that was done, and the policy draft was also 36 pages. So it cannot be a mere coincidence on the photocopy being done there, and the policy of the liquor policy was basically also of 36 pages. Now, not only this, then see the statement of C. Arvind, who is the secretary to Manish Sisodia, who was the secretary, and he said that there was no mention of policy which mentioned about giving or handing over the entire wholesale trade into private hands, one. And two, increasing the commission from 5% to 12%. So there was never a mention, but suddenly there were twists and turns into the policy. And this percentage of the increase of around 6%, which was basically from 6% to 12%, the 6% is alleged to be the kickback money. That is what
Ashish, fundamentally, what people would want to know today, as the CBI has taken this step of summoning the Delhi Chief Minister, is whether they have any concrete proof against him. You spoke of this video call. Now, there has been an allegation, a lot of the evidences, especially digital evidences, have been erased. A lot of devices have been changed. Do they have concrete proof to ascertain Arvind Kejriwal's presence in these meetings or in any of the files, etc.?
Arvind Kejriwal does not hold any portfolio as such, if you see. But ultimately, why he has been summoned? One, he is neither a witness, neither he is an accused into the matter.
Right.
But his name appeared during investigations. And that is why, if you see the charge sheets, and not only the charge sheets, the remand notes as well, whether it is related to Samir Mahendru or any other person, it mentions about the role of Arvind Kejriwal. Now, that is why the reason that, why he has to appear before the CBI is that he has to tell on what was his role.
Okay.
Was the role of Manish Sisodia, who's already under arrest, was basically, was he doing it at the behest of Arvind Kejriwal or not? Was he a part of the criminal conspiracy or not? So there are going to be a number of questions that are going to be asked.
Ashish, paucity of time, but I do appreciate you joining us and breaking down those details for us. Let me quickly give my guests a final opportunity to respond. Yes, Vinit Goenka, a minute for you. What were you saying on the allegations against the BJP for political vendetta? Very quickly, sir.
I think probably every thief, every criminal on the earth would like to shout that he is innocent and then he's been victimized. This is an open and shut case where likes of Arvind Kejriwal and likes of Siddharth would like to yell and say that they are innocent. But see this, Amit Arora, Dinesh Arora, Aman Dhal, Samir Mahendru, and then Vijay Nair. Their statements, their evidences clearly point out that there is a collaboration. Manish Sisodiya does not have guts and he's not that educated where he will get into this kind of cartel with the lobbyists who are there. He does not have that kind of...
But the entire scam in
he did
itself.
it only and only. He did it only and only in the instruction of Mr. Kejriwal.
Okay, but Vinit Goenka, Siddharth, please, I'll give you a chance. Please don't speak over the other guests. Please, please. But Vinit,
Mr.
the
Kejriwal-
entire scam that you're alleging, you're right?
Yeah.
The scam in itself is still to be proven. It's not that it's a done deal.
Correct, correct. But in the prima facie, if you see all these accused who have been arrested, whether it is Vijay Nair or there are these people who have given their statements and they have also proved that there were conversations with them. Please tell me which criminal-minded person who changes his mobile sets and the number of mobile sets which have been changed by Mr. Sisodiya and his team and the collaborators, if you see, proves clearly that there was something to be hidden. You cannot go on changing SIM cards and phones just because you wanted to change it. There is 2-3 questions which they have to answer.
Okay.
Government of Delhi was getting 329.89 paise per bottle. Why did they reduce it to 3.78 paise? That clearly shows the intention. They have sacrificed the revenue of the state government to benefit such money. I'll tell you one more thing. The per day.
Okay, I have limited time. Vinit Goenka, I have limited time. Yes, Siddharth Sharma, 30 seconds, please. Ultimately, you'll have to face the law, whatever the political back and forth may be. 30 seconds, please.
Yeah, Vinit was given 2 minutes. I'll try to finish it.
You
off
had
in
your
1 minute.
minutes before that. No, I'm sorry. You had your minutes before that. Siddharth, you had your time before that. If you do this, then you will not get even these 30 seconds. Just Siddharth and I, please.
You were
Just
speaking
Siddharth
over
and
when
I.
I got a chance. So please understand. You are criminal. You are criminally involved. Your party was
Vinit
involved.
Goenka, please refrain from these personal allegations.
No, they are criminal, ma'am. I don't have any shy and
Please
shame.
refrain.
And in case they are wrong, they can file a case against
Okay,
me.
Siddharth Sharma,
I dare them.
do you have
I dare
something to...
Mr.
Siddharth
Siddharth.
and me only, please. Do you have something to say?
Yeah, I have very clear. When Mr. Vinit Goenka used one word here, prima facie, it looks like.
Yeah.
When he says that prima facie, it looks like Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is involved, how come Mr. Adani, who also appears with the Prime Minister, he is also prima facie involved in the Adani scam? How come Mr. Arvind Kejriwal can be investigated, but not the Prime Minister, who also prima facie is being seen with Mr. Adani? How can he take both the stands? The second point Mr. Vinit Goenka made about mobiles being destroyed. Now, when you say mobiles being destroyed, how come those same mobiles have been impounded by the Enforcement Directorate and they are lying with the Enforcement Directorate?
Okay, I've run out of time. I do thank both of our guests for joining us. Clearly, this is going to get very heated in days to come. Arvind Kejriwal expected to face the CBI in the Liquorgate probe on April 16. I have to slip into a very short break. On the other side, we'll get you how Rahul Gandhi disqualified MP is facing another criminal defamation case, this time on the Savarkar issue. Stay with us.
Of the Congress, Abbas Haider, Samajwadi Party spokesperson. Aditi Singh, how do you respond to this charge? Let me start with what Asaduddin Owaisi said, that you haven't bothered killing the killers of Junaid and Nisar, but you're only killing Muslim criminals. He is saying that this is entirely communally tinted.
So would you say that Dubey, who was also killed in an encounter, Dubey is a very, very common Brahmin last name. So is he now also a Muslim? So perhaps they should do the research in history before coloring culprits in colors of caste and creed and religion. And that, if anything, is politicization. You want to talk about caste, you want to talk about creed, you want to talk about religion. Why don't you go ask the families of Umesh Pal? Why don't you go ask the families of the gunmen that were killed? Brutally killed on the 24th of February. I can tell you one of them was my constituents. One of them was from Raebareli. You want to go ask their mother how she feels about how this is being colored in political light or in light of caste, creed, and religion?
Okay.
So perhaps before politicizing it yourself, you should ask, like, who are you defending? You're defending cold-blooded criminals. You've all seen the CCTV footage. They had no intention of surrendering. They literally have pulled guns out. They have gunned down 3 good men on the 24th of February, be it Umesh Pal or be it the government protectees.
Yeah.
And to justify that and to give it colors of religion or religious sentiments or caste or creed or any kind of division is absolutely unacceptable.
So let me ask Abbas Haider, I'm just going to list out what Asad Ahmed is accused of in just the Umesh Pal case alone. He planned the shootout, he coordinated with the gang members, he looked after the logistics that were involved in carrying out the crime. He gave an iPhone to one of the shooters with details of Umesh Pal's live location so that he knows where to go and how to kill this man. He identified the SUVs that were used in the execution of this crime. He also plotted and planned an escape route for the shooters once this job was done. Now, please tell me, why are there sympathies for a man who is accused of such grave charges, caught on camera, on CCTV in broad daylight in Prayagraj, killing a government-protected lawyer and government-protected witness?
See, Zaka, we strongly believe that strictest action should be taken against any criminal. But there is a difference between a criminal and a convicted criminal and an accused.
Amitabh Yash, thank you very much, sir, for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. I want to first know from you, did you get any directive from the UP government or the political leadership on what happened on 24th of February? Right after that, what was the instruction given to you by the political leadership on going after the people who were seen on camera in broad daylight killing Umesh Pal?
On 24th of February, we all saw through CCTV footages how these criminals had killed a court witness who had been given protection by the UP police. Two UP policemen were deployed with sophisticated arms to protect him, and in spite of that, they had, in a very well-planned manner, they had managed to kill all three in a very, very ruthless way. These fellows had been evading arrest ever since. If they wanted to surrender or come into the ambit of the law, they would have done so by now. We missed them many a times while following them. The entire STF had been trying to get hold of them since the day of the incident. And we missed them in Delhi, in many other places, but today their luck had run out.
But Mr. Yash, the question that's being asked by opposition parties as well as by human rights activists in UP is, why did you have to gun them down? Clearly, there were two guys with two guns. They were clearly overpowered. There were multiple police teams, multiple teams of the STF itself. Why were your teams not in a position to arrest them, but had to kill them in an encounter instead?
The way these fellows were moving, the way their movement was taking place, it had coincided with the movement of Atiq from Salimati jail.
Okay.
That led us to conclude that they were trying to create some incident. What kind of incident? That we are unaware of. But we had concluded from their movement that there was something fishy going on.
You must have seen what opposition leaders like Akhilesh Yadav have said. He's calling UP a den of fake encounters. There have been more than 100 plus encounters that have happened over the last few years. How do you respond to what the opposition is saying, that fake encounters have become a norm in Uttar Pradesh?
See, creating an incident is very different from what conclusion you are trying to draw. An incident can be created to put the police under pressure, to subvert the process of the law, to create an impression that the writ of the gang still runs. And if an incident of that kind would have occurred, it would not have been only these two people. The way they had acted on 24th of February, that has been seen by all of us, including you, in what way they can act, in the way they can kill a person who has security. The kind of furor they can create, the kind of fear psychosis they can create by their actions. So it could have been any of these motives
All right. So Mr. Yash, my final question to you, again, there is data out today that since Mr. Yogi Adityanath came to power, there have been 183 criminals who've been killed in encounters such as what we saw today happen in Jhansi. The opposition is saying that this is not rule of law, this is extrajudicial killings, and this has become almost like the norm du jour in Uttar Pradesh. How do you respond to that? Why do these 183 criminals have to be eliminated in encounters as opposed to be produced in court and face a trial?
Every encounter has to go through a very strict legal process, extreme, difficult scrutiny. There's a magisterial inquiry, a police inquiry, which is then vetted by the courts. Then the human rights commissions, they do their own scrutiny. And it is not easy, let me tell you, it's not at all easy to get away with breaking the law, even for us. We stay within the strict parameters of the law, and that is why the STF has existed for the last 25 years. No encounter has been proved to be fake. And you had seen the incident. Everybody had seen the incident and the gruesome nature of.
Welcome back. More legal trouble for Rahul Gandhi as another defamation case has been filed against him. Atiq Savarkar, grandson of Veer Savarkar, has approached Pune court and filed a defamation case against the former Congress MP. Atiq is alleging that Rahul made unverified claims against Savarkar during his recent speech in the UK. While addressing Indian diaspora in London, Rahul Gandhi had called Vinayak Damodar Savarkar a coward as he narrated a story which Savarkar family says is an imaginary account. First, listen into that excerpt.
वो आरएसएस वालों से तगड़ा है तो भी भाग जाते हैं। और सावरकर ने अपनी किताब में लिखा है, अगर आपने पढ़ी हो, जो उनकी किताब है उसमें लिखा कि एक दिन उन्होंने और उनके 5-6 मित्रों ने एक मुसलमान व्यक्ति को पीटा और उस दिन उनको बहुत खुशी हुई। तो देखिए, अगर 5 लोग एक आदमी को पीटते हैं और फिर उनमें से किसी एक व्यक्ति को बड़ी खुशी हो रही है, वो कायरता ही है।
I spoke to Atiq Savarkar on this issue. Listen. I want to go across to Atiq Savarkar, Savarkar's grandson, joining me, who's filed this case against Rahul Gandhi. Atiq, I want to begin by just understanding from you, which particular statement of Rahul Gandhi from his UK visit have you filed this case against and why?
The thing is that he has been making statements about Savarkarji's clemency petition,
yes,
and sustenance allowance. Allegedly, he calls him or the supporters of Congress or Rahul Gandhi, they call it mercy petition or they call it as pension. But the thing is that all these points have been passed by. People know about it. They know truth about it, that these were really not mercy petition. It was just a politics played by Savarkarji. And this particular point is like an insulting one. The way he had made statement that Savarkarji was enjoying the scene when his friends were beating a Muslim man is totally imaginary.
Okay.
Savarkarji has not experienced such a scene, and he has not written about it because it never happened.
Okay.
So what I thought is, this is the point where we can go to honorable court and for justice. So that is the reason I thought I should go in the court of law.
Okay, so that particular statement which you've tweeted out as well, where he narrates a story. You're saying that story is imaginary and fictitious. But you know, my question to you also is that a lot of people will say that these are stunts or these are politically motivated cases. Were you emboldened to file this case because Rahul Gandhi has already been found guilty in one defamation case, so you feel like your case is stronger now?
Not in any ways. I did not go to any of the political party for seeking any advice. I went straight away to my lawyer, Mr. Sangram Kolatkar. We discussed this matter. We saw the video about, we saw that particular video on Rahul Gandhi's YouTube channel.
Okay.
And then we decided now this is enough. We have been tolerating it. And this is the point wherein he is defaming Savarkarji, and it is actually defaming us as well. Many of my friends and colleagues are questioning about his character now. They are questioning about his ideology. They are questioning about his mentality. So I'm not influenced by any of the political leader nor any political party. It's totally me that is filing the complaint.
Okay, I get that, but I wanted to understand from you. Like I said, recently Rahul Gandhi has been found guilty in another defamation case, because of which he's even lost his Lok Sabha membership. Has that encouraged you to file this case because he's already been found guilty in one such case?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I heard the news that he had said something about Veer Savarkar while he was in Britain. But then I tried to find it out. What exactly did he say? And I just sidelined the news that he has been punished or he has been disqualified from Member of Parliament. But I continued my research. I verified the video. I verified his speech. And I verified other reports. And then I tried, I reached out to my advocate and we filed it. There is nothing in the other case that I looked upon as if he has found guilty in the other case, then we shall once again try and file a case.
Okay. Now, just speaking on the issue of Savarkar alone, Rahul Gandhi is known to make a lot of statements on Veer Savarkar, right? He's also recently publicly said in a press conference that, or he tweeted as well that, he's not Savarkar, he will not apologize because he's a Gandhi. What do you make of Rahul Gandhi's overall statements that he makes on Savarkar on a regular basis?
He has said in the press conference that he is not Savarkar. That is true. He's Gandhi, so he'll not apologize. But surprisingly, he has apologized. One case that I know for sure is his statement like Chaukidar hi chor hai. He has apologized in that case. So what he tells is a half truth. The truth is that he is Mr. Rahul Gandhi and he has apologized. He is definitely not Savarkar.
Okay, I'll leave it at that. But a particular statement being made by Rahul Gandhi during his UK visit is landing him in trouble. Savarkar's grandson filing a case of defamation for that particular narration of a story. Thanks a lot, Satyaki Savarkar, for joining us. Good evening, hello and welcome. You're watching News Epicenter here on CNN News 18 with me, Poonam Burde. Investigation in the now withdrawn Delhi excise policy has reached the doorstep of the Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal. He's been summoned by the CBI on Sunday for questioning and he is going to appear for it as confirmed by the Aam Aadmi Party. The CBI confirming to CNN News 18 that the summons to Kejriwal are as neither a witness nor an accused in the case. Now, if you recall, Kejriwal's deputy and the man at the helm of the liquor policy, Manish Sisodia, has been in jail for 2 months now. This is the first time